The British monarchy has a favourite catchphrase: change. They always want to change. They want to keep up with the times. And Prince William is no different. The heir to the British throne joined actor Eugene Levy for an interview. It was billed as his most open interview yet. Now, William gave Levy a scooter tour of the castle. He spoke about tradition. He even had a pint of sweet cider at the local pub. He sounded modern and thoughtful. But here's something that caught everyone's attention. Prince William says he wants to change the monarchy. He says he will do it when he is king.
I think it's safe to say that change is on my agenda. Change for good, and I embrace that. I enjoy that change. I don't fear it. That's the bit that excites me. The idea of being able to bring some change. Not overly radical, but changes that I think need to happen.
But here's the catch. We have heard this story before. When Charles became king, he too declared that the monarchy needed to be refined. He talked about a slimmed-down royal family, less pomp, more relevance, transparency, and accountability. Ceremonies would be smaller, staff numbers trimmed, pageantry would be recalibrated. And yet, the crown still sparkles. The balcony is still crowded. The taxpayer bill hasn't shrunk by nearly as much as promised. According to some reports, the British royal family costs taxpayers something around $686 million every single year. So reform may be the monarchy's favorite word, but is it really reform? It's an interesting paradox. The monarchy sells itself as timeless, yet must constantly appear updated, almost like an iPhone. But the 12 and 13 versions aren't much different. And if change is what they want, why not scrap the whole thing? This is the part that nobody inside the palace ever really addresses. Why not do away with the monarchy altogether? For Britain, constitutional monarchy is a stabilizing symbol. It anchors Britain's political system. It embodies continuity. In short, it's the national mascot. Less divisive than politicians, but more enduring than football teams. There's also the emotional argument. People may complain about the monarchy's cost, but millions still tune in for the balcony wave. It's as much tradition as much as it is reality TV. However, the monarchy isn't just an expensive tradition. It's an unelected institution. It sits at the heart of Britain's democracy, yet it never has to face democratic accountability. Prince William may talk about modernizing the crown, but how modern can a system be if the highest position is still decided by birthright? And then there's the money. The monarchy's cost runs into hundreds of millions every year. Taxpayers fund security, palaces, and staff, all for a family that claims to be symbolic. But symbols don't need castles. Britain is also a different country than it was 50 years ago. It is multicultural and diverse. The idea of a crown inheritor sitting above the people feels out of sync with that. And tradition? Well, tradition isn't always good enough reason to keep something. By that logic, Britain would still be stuck with empire or slave trade or unelected lords. They too were tradition. So if you really want to modernize, don't just trim the monarchy, end it. However, that doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. So here we are. Charles wants a refined monarchy. William promises a changed one. Both sound remarkably similar, like sequels with slightly different subtitles. Will it work? Probably, at least for now. The monarchy has a survival instinct as sharp as any political party. It bends just enough to stay upright. And Britain, for all its grumbling, hasn't yet found a good enough reason to do away with it.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English, French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktoren,
Hindi,
$30 trillion ka karjo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Fiskali radikali.
Japanese,
4 兆ドル以上も
Portuguese,
por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.